I'm all 50 different. Crowd surfing, got my feet in grills. 100 chains like I'm baby in this. I'm about to go crazy in this. Smoke a million blunts, sip your cup, DJ turn it up. Smoke a million blunts, sip your cup, DJ turn it up. Smoke a million blunts, sip your cup, DJ turn it up. Smoke a million.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Courtney Benjamin, your indie artist business coach. Today, we're going to be talking about music licensing, my favorite subject. The reason I say that is because when I first started off in the music industry, like I would always hear people talking about licensing this, licensing that, and I was like, nobody is like explaining it though. They would tell me about it and say, "Oh man, you need to get your music license." Okay, how do I do it? How do I do it? No answer. It's either they didn't know and they heard it from somebody, or man, it was just being stingy with the information. But I'm gonna give you some free game, some basics on the business side of music licensing. Because if you don't have this down and then you get approached with a license, it's going to be very tough for you to, to get through that situation without messing yourself up to be contacted again by that same music supervisor or music licensing company. So let's get right into it. All right, the business side of everything. Like I said, if you don't have that business together, man, you can forget about it. Because you're going to lose so much money. You're going to get either blackballed or, you just going to be stuck in a hard place, man. You're going to learn a very, very hard lesson. And music licensing is a lucrative business, and you do not want to mess that stream up for your copyrighted music. Okay. All right. So when I say business side, publishing, have that publishing together, have all of your files together, and have a reliable contact person. Now I'm gonna talk about the contact person because, yeah, man, you want to have reliable people on your team. I lost a $10,000 deal because a producer did not pick his phone up. So I don't want you to go through the same situation that I went through. So now I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later on, but have a reliable contact person, somebody with a business mindset, somebody that's not in that hobby way of thinking and just looking to do something just to be saying that they're a producer or saying that they're a songwriter. Okay. All right. Now the publishing side, know the difference between what an IPI number is and account number, because a lot of people, new songwriters that I work with, they always send me the BMI account number or ASCAP account number instead of the IPI or CAE number. That's pretty much like a social security number for you as a songwriter. So you definitely want to have that because you don't know who has the same name as you or whatever, man. You do not want your checks going to somebody else when they were supposed to be going to you. So know the difference. And on the publishing also, know your splits. I can't stress this enough. Know your splits. So many people are so lazy and don't want to do a split sheet. But then when it's time to get a music license or something like that, they're like, "Hey man, I just got this licensing opportunity, but I need the splits from such and such. I need splits from this person, that person, this person, that person, whatever." Now you wasting time. These people only have like maybe, sometimes even an hour to get this song cleared and get it on to the music supervisor so they can put it into the placement. So time is of the essence. You don't want to waste time. So have all that stuff together. Have your splits. Know who your writers are. Know who your publishers are. Know who your contacts are for your clearances. All right, and files. Have every type of file that you can for your music, because you never know if the music supervisor is just going to use the instrumental. They may use just the acapella version. They may just take the stems so they could play with the levels and everything behind some of the actors' voices over a scene. So you want to make sure that you have all files available in your hand So you don't have to go looking for a producer. You don't have to go back to the studio. It's all on your hard drive. All right. Now we're gonna get into to the money breakdown. So how a music license work is, let's say we got a $10,000 deal. With that $10,000, it's split two ways, because you have master owner and you have the publishing side of it. There we go. All right. So really, that $10,000 is really $5K to the publishing side and $5K to the master owners, which is the record label or you as the independent artist. So once you just know that, because you may be new to the game or whatever, and you get a deal on the table and you're like, oh man, I just got $10,000. Don't forget about the people that help you get there, which is your publishing side, your writers, and the master side, who owns the actual sound recording. Okay. All right. So now that that's broke down, this is how a song is broke down: master side, publishing side. Okay. All right. Now you want to learn the language. You need to learn these terms. There's some specific terms that you want to learn. Is I would say the most important ones is term of agreement, use, music supervisor, music coordinator, some other important terms. Metadata. Metadata is so key. That's one term you want to get familiar with, because that's going to be all the files. I mean, not all the files, but the all the information of all the writers, who to contact for clearance, etc., and who's the artist and what's the title of the song and the ISRC code. So you can put all of that, get all that metadata into your song before you submit it to a music supervisor, and find out their specific submission processes. Man, you don't want to sit up there and just be sending attachments to your email. Find out if they use box.com, if they use Dropbox, if they use WeTransfer. So get familiar with that. Always learn the language of any new venture that you're going into, because if you don't know the language, they could get over on you. You could lose so much money on that situation, and you will be lost within the whole process. And it may make you want to give up. And this is something you do not want to give up on. All right. Okay. Where are placements? Placements come from commercials, TV and film, video games, in-store brands. I've been able to walk into Starbucks and hear some of my artists or people on my publishing side, some of their music playing inside of Starbucks. So that means I got a check coming while I'm going there and getting me a cup of coffee. I got a check coming in 3 months or the next month, all depending on what their pay system is and what you agreed upon in the agreement. And also YouTube videos, etc. So licensing is like, man, it's like unlimited to where you could get money off of your copyright. That's what licensing is. You making sure that you get the money that's owed to you for somebody using your work, your copywritten work. And that's another reason why I use my own music when I do my videos, different things like that, because when something is placed, like say you go to a film festival and you get with a independent film, they may not have a big budget to pay you a big dollar amount, but that movie may get picked up by a major network. So if you got all of your stuff together and you submitted everything that you're supposed to the correct way to that music supervisor for that indie film, so now you're going to be at a bigger pay scale, and you negotiate that in the beginning. So you may not get nothing up front, but man, the back end royalties will come. They come. You know what I'm saying? So the network is the one that pays the blanket license to get those royalties to you. So when that movie gets picked up, they have bigger budgets to submit to you. So where you didn't get paid in the front end, you get paid in the back end real good. And so what you didn't get paid anything in the beginning? You weren't getting paid anything anyway while your music was just sitting on your laptop or just sitting on YouTube without you promoting it. So now you got promotion and you have a check coming in from the back end. Okay? So always think about that. Get a business mindset about your music. I always treat music like it's real estate. Those are my properties and I rent them out. Whoever needs it, we leasing it. All right? Okay. Here's some things in the agreements that you want to take a look at. The value, favor nations, use, term, exclusivity, third parties, and PROs. So the value is pretty much just saying like, if the deal is going to be worth it to you, go ahead and take it. You know what I'm saying? Why not? I wouldn't turn down any deals unless it was just like something that I really didn't want representing one of my music selections that they want. If it's not, if whatever they're going to use my music for, if the content I don't agree with, that's when my value kicks in and I say, okay, I'm sorry, no thank you. You won't be able to license this song at this time. All right. And then favorite nations. Favorite nations is a good thing for this is what the lawyers put in your favor to make sure that that you get treated with the same respect as any of the other songwriters on that project. So say I have a song with Twista. Twista is world renowned. So even if I wrote on that hook or whatever, I would want to get valued with my writing portion the same value that he has, even though he's a celebrity. You still want to get that same, that same treatment, that same compensation. So this clause right here actually helps you get that and receive that. And the use is very important because if they want to use it for longer than 15 seconds or however many times they want to use it within the film, those are different checks. So no matter, they can use it all they want to, but as long as you get paid for it, you know what I'm saying? Why not? Just let them use it. Let them use it for the end credits. Let them use it for the soundtrack. Those are different checks, like I said. All right, now the terms could be, you could do the terms at like, it may be a commercial that you license your music for, and it's a 6-month run for the commercial. So you're going to get your upfront money, and then for the 6-month run, you're going to get your back end royalties sent to you, and those are paid through BMI, ASCAP, or CSAC, whoever you're signed up with. Right, and exclusivity. Exclusivity is important. People. So pay attention to that. So if in an agreement, like say if let's go with General Motors. If General Motors wanted to use your song for one of their commercials, and then they say, okay, you cannot use this you cannot use this same song with any of their competitors. So you can't use that song if Ford comes to you and say, hey, I want to license that song. I like that. No matter how much they offer you, if you didn't sign this agreement, your exclusivity is locking you into General Motors for however the term is for that. And then it may be a little bit additional after the term as well. So their competitors aren't just jumping right onto the song that helped them get their product sold. So just another way to think. Business mindset, man, beats it all. Business mindset works at all times. Okay. Now, third parties. Third parties are pretty much like all your co-writers, all your publishers. Know that information so they could be in that agreement. Know who's who wrote what percentage you have. And then that leads into the PROs. Because what the PROs do is they take the splits that are sent to them from the split sheets, And that's how you all get paid. So if you don't have the splits together, you could lose a whole deal off of just not having your business taken care of. All right, now publisher thing. There's a lot of music licensing agencies and publishers that do this. I used to do this, but I stopped. But it's like the publisher or licensing company 50% deal. So I'm gonna tell you what's going on when they ask for that 50%. So what they're doing is they're going to take that song and they're going to rename it and put it into BMI, ASCAP, or CSAC, whatever the writer's situation is. And they're going to change it and put their catalog number on there. So say mine was CBP, which is C Benjamin Publishing. And then it'll be 0003. And then say the name of the song was Anywhere. So it'll be CBP 001 Anywhere. So for that portion, what it does is it separates that song from the original song. So if you're touring and you got all your publishing that's going straight to you, you know, you would report that original song. But as publishers, we would give the music supervisor the new renamed project. So we would get that name just to separate from your touring and your music licensing. I hope that makes sense. And then what we would do, we would get 50% of the deal up front. Okay? Now, studio. I don't have the money. I don't have money to do a whole bunch of songs or to study these different commercials to see what's gonna work. You could work a deal out with your producer and say, hey, you know, I want to do these songs and try to get them into some films or some commercials or whatever. So how about you do a deal with me and, you know what I'm saying, you get 50% of my mastering on the master side. Say you want to split whatever you want to agree to that he's comfortable with to let you continue to work for free or work for a very discounted rate. So give them a piece of the mastering to help negotiate that deal, and that way, you know, you'll be able to say, okay, you know, he'd be satisfied with that. So, you know, and then you could set a limit to that. So you could say, hey, you know, you get 50% of the mastering side up until we reach $10,000 on that song. So once you make $10,000 on that song, he's gotten his money. So now that 50% goes back to you and you get all your mastering, and then whatever you had for publishing, you get all of that. All right. What do I charge? What do I charge? Everybody wants to know, what do I charge? What you charge for your song is really what you want to do is ask, how are we going to use my song? How many times are you going to use my song? And what is your budget? What is your music budget? These people should have a music budget. And if they don't, see what kind of film, see what their direction is, see where their mind is. If they're looking to, if they say, okay, you know, we're gonna take this song and we're gonna go to film festivals with it. Okay, all right, cool. You know, you can get it for free. And then, you know, if it get picked up, you know, we got extra income coming in. But if they're just saying, oh yeah, man, we're gonna do this and we just gonna throw it up on YouTube or we new to this, we just want to see if we can get your music, then that's when you come in with that value and say, no, cannot use my copyright, cannot use my music for your film. It has to have a purpose. And it has to make business sense. If you're not getting a promotion, at minimum promotion, I wouldn't do it. It doesn't make business sense. It's just like people recording songs for no reason, and you haven't recouped from your first single or your first album, and then you're trying to go and record another album. Why? When you have not recouped your money back. Okay. All right. I did a cover song. Can I license it? Yes, you can license a cover song. A cover song is going to be split into a part to where you, as the master owner on a cover song, you own that master. So you would get all of the master side, which is that 50%. But the writer side and the publishing side, whoever wrote that song will get all of that. So make sure when you do a cover song, you know who their writers and publishers are. So you can give the music coordinator the correct information of who to contact for publishing. And you can find that right on the websites on BMI, ASCAP, and CSAC. And you should have contacted them anyway to get your to pay them mechanicals when you reproduce this song, when you sell it on online on iTunes or whatever. Make sure you go there, and you can go there at Easy Song Licensing to make sure that they get their mechanicals. You know, because if it was your song, you would want somebody to pay you, wouldn't you? It's better to pay that little amount up front than to get sued on the back end and lose everything. And then I hope you're incorporated, because if not, they're going to, anything you get sued for music, it's gonna come after everything that's in your personal name, your social security number, all of that. So protect yourself at all times. All right, get your music out there. If somebody wants to license your music and don't have the money up front, make sure it makes business sense to get your music out there. Put your music in every avenue. I mean, even in Spotify, why aren't you listening to your own music? Why don't you have your own music in your playlist? You're paying yourself. You know, just like with the music licensing. I mean, if it makes sense and this independent film blows up, man, you know that's going to be more money for you, because the networks, hear me clearly, the networks and the marketing companies, those are the people that pay for your music. So get it out there, man, so it can be heard. Stop holding on to it. It's just like money. Money is here to be spent, and to be spent wisely, just like your music, just like any real estate, man. If it makes sense, if the numbers make sense, do it. Why not? Because you were getting zero in the beginning. Whereas even if it's $5, that's $5 you didn't have. It's $500 you didn't have at first. So just think with a business mindset and get out of this hobby stuff, man. This is an indie world right now. Capitalize on it. Capitalize on it, man. A lot of these major artists and major record labels, man, they're asking for hundreds and thousands of dollars just for one song. And then that film budget may not be equipped for the $100 and some thousand that like Rihanna song that they may want. But you may have a song that's kind of similar to what they're looking for, and they would be glad to give you $10,000 for it. And then, you know, whereas that would save them their whole budget, because their whole budget may be $100,000, but they could use that $10,000 and pay you for it as an independent artist and an independent song that they can get for way less than a major artist. So play the game, man. We're in an indie world, so capitalize on it. All right. So now I'm gonna go back to my way of doing my money flow chart, so you can have your stuff situated when you get this money coming in. Because one thing you don't want to do is want to get audited or not have your taxes prepared, you know, and have your money in the right places. Let your money go to the right places. All right. So we got $10,000 on this deal. So we got 10K, right? Every video, you're going to see this money flow chart, because I'm going to try to embed it in y'all, because you have to do this in order to, if you want to be successful and if you want to build wealth, this is the way to go. So you got 10,000 that's going into your account from all the different checks that's coming in from your song being licensed. So now you want to take 33% of that, put it into a tax account. So that way, all your taxes are covered. You don't have to worry about scrambling at the end of the year or at the end of the quarter and say, hey, you know, man, it's a lot of money to come up with at the end. Just have it sitting there, man, so you can do it. All right. Then you got 33% going into your business account, which is going to cover your business expenses. All right. and you got 34% going into your home. So that's what, $3,300 going into your tax account out of this $10,000. Then you have another $3,300 going into your business account to cover your business expenses. Then you have $3,400 going into your home. And then you can take 10% of that, pay your tax, increase your wealth even more, and pay your bills, do whatever you do with your home account. But for your business account, all that $3,300 covers your business expenses. This $3,300 covers your taxes. So now you don't have to worry about it. Your taxes are taken care of. You don't have to worry about getting no letters and getting levied and garnished and all this other crap, man. Just take care of business, man, and the business will take care of you. All right? So, like I said, $3,300, $3,300, $3,400. Take care of business, man. You got the knowledge. Now it's time for you to go out and work it. You understand me? Church.
Thinking like I'm overseas. I really got this feeling that you feeling me. I really know your name, but we got chemistry. And I ain't trying to be a hater, but your man is history. I'm trying to show you all proper. And I know you in school to be a doctor.